I grew up in a Christian home. My dad was in the military in the Navy, so when I was a little kid, we moved around a lot, but we settled in Virginia Beach, Virginia. And I remember going to church so often. My mom was on the prayer team. My brother eventually was on the worship team, and I was that oddball that really never connected well within church. I was a bad kid. I wasn't a good kid. And when my brother was a worship leader, like he was doing some of the same stuff I was doing. So I just began to have this idea of Christianity, that it was this massively like front to make you feel good or feel good about yourself. And I had no want ever in my life to be part of anything like that. And so I ran after the things that I wanted to run after. And some of my friends, we started rapping together, and we started battling people. And so what battling is it's not like it is today. There was a beat and it was freestyling right off the top, and you would go back and forth. And I was actually pretty good at it. I remember going to different areas and battling, and we'd win, and we started building a reputation, and started getting in different studios, started getting contract offers, and I was really pursuing that lifestyle. And within that lifestyle, there's just a lot of things that happen within that world. And I mean, there's females, there's drugs, all that stuff. And so just started, I didn't smoke a lot, but I smoked. You know, I didn't drink a lot, but I drank. And it was just part of life. I love being with my friends. And so we all moved out. We all lived together, this group that, we were doing music 100% of the time. I thought I was invincible. Like when I would get up and I would rap, and like everybody would be cheering and excited. Like there was just these moments that you felt like you were untouchable. As things started to progress in my life, I remember in particular, there was a season where arguably like my life just started falling apart. I had 4 friends literally get murdered within the course of 2 to 3 months. My license got revoked. I got in trouble with the law with some things. My car got taken away. I was just numb. Like one of my friends got killed for $100, got shot because he went after the dude for $100, and he got shot and killed, shot right in the face. Good friend. It was just like, it's part of life. People get killed, people die. That was just kind of my mindset. So my parents reached out to me. They were like, listen, if you move home, we'll give you a ride to and fro from work for free. So I moved back home with my parents. And that was really tough. I'm working at the shop, and my dad's bringing me back and forth, and then my dad couldn't give me a ride home. So one of my good friends who battled with me, like battle rap, said, hey man, let's go to the Spirit of Prophecy class. Now, I have no concept of what prophecy is at this point of my life. I have none. And I was like, bro, what the heck is that? Because I just didn't want to go. I was at church. I didn't want to have anything to do with it. And the church was literally less than a mile from where I worked. And so I could walk there and it wouldn't be a big deal. And it was also January, so it's really cold. So it's either walk home 10 miles in the cold or walk a half a mile to the church, and he'd give me a ride home. So the decision became quite easy to make. So I literally sat there, I was like, I'm just going to get through this meeting. I just don't want to walk home. That's the only reason why I'm sitting there. This big guy comes over to me, and he literally starts praying for me and my friend, but he centers in on me, and he starts word for word telling me stuff that I'm doing in my life. He starts talking about some of the things I was doing, music and just running after certain things. I was like, just leave me alone. And like, then he says this statement. He says, do you know the name Jeremy? And I keep hearing this name, Jeremy, and internally, like every bit of rationale that I could fathom at this point was gone. This guy doesn't know me. He's never met me. I've never seen him before. And I remember just like this reality that God is real, and I felt his presence. And I began to cry. Like I was like, oh my gosh, this is who God is. He's good, he knows me, he knows my name. Just so many different things that were happening. And my boy right next to me was getting rocked too. And at that point, they stood us up and started praying over us and to get filled with the Holy Spirit. I remember talking to one of the ladies who were leading the meeting after, and she said, Jeremy, you were on the floor for over 45 minutes and you were praying in tongues, Lord, forgive me, Lord, forgive me. And I remember just everything in my life, like that I thought would bring me joy, like it was found in him. Everything that I thought would bring me purpose and fulfillment was found in him, in pursuing music and all that stuff. That night was the beginning of my journey. And it was just the glimpse of him, the moment of him, the bringing into reality all of the things that I've been trying to pursue and trying to do, like trying to be saved. I couldn't do it on my own. That it was his grace that empowered us to actually walk this thing out. We started doing street church for 7 years. Every Saturday night, we would go out, we'd feed the homeless, we'd preach. And in those places, just saw miracles right on the streets of Norfolk, Virginia, and lives getting transformed through discipleship and practical things. So in those moments, there was this birthing in me of a ministry called City Life. And we got a group of people together and just really wanted to be able to minister to people who were my age. We started these almost like rally type services where we saw hundreds of people get saved in the first year. We went from 30 to 450 people in 6 months. And essentially all we did was run after Jesus. Again, through all of these moments and all of my life, is these testimonies are my history with God, that I'm building a relationship, that are monuments, that are these moments that I can look back to and be reminded that he's faithful when I'm faithless, that he's good when I'm not, that he is who he really says he is. And because he is who he really says he is, it allows me to believe that I am who I really am because of him.